Veterans. Let's talk about it. So to get started off with, let's look at the homeless veterans. It's really interesting to look at this because if you look at the breakdown of veterans, there are 39,471
total.
Yeah. But then if you look at get down even farther, there are
3,328 female, 35,955 male, and 188 transgender.
So there's a lot of homeless veterans. There's not a few. It's almost 40,000. And if you look at the breakdowns, California and Florida have more than 6% of veterans that are homeless out of all their homeless. And Utah and like Idaho have the least amount, lower than 1% of their homeless are veterans, which is awesome. Go Utah.
Yeah.
But then if you break it down even more to look at the percentage changes from last year, Colorado and Washington had the highest increases in their percentage of veterans, whereas California
and Texas had the
largest
least decreases,
which is really good for them. So homeless veterans, we should not have homeless veterans.
Yeah.
They served our country. They worked hard. They helped protect us. And what do? We send them out onto the streets, and they're homeless. Yeah. But here's the thing: there are benefits. We just don't tell the veterans about them, so they don't. It's hard for them to know about it.
Yeah.
And so what we're going to do is we're going to look at some of the most unknown veteran benefits that many people don't actually know about. So the first one, long-term care.
Yeah. It is expensive, but it helps them with their relatives.
So this is going to help take care of the veterans because, as we know, veterans when they come back, they're going to be injured. They're going to have post-traumatic stress, something that is going to affect them for the rest of their lives. And that long-term care gets really expensive.
Yeah.
And with this long-term care benefit, they can receive up to $25,000 a year. That is not enough to pay for everything, but it is definitely going to help.
Yeah.
I feel like we should help more. But the government, we should help the veterans before we help anyone else.
Caregiver support.
So with this, they can actually get someone to come over to their house and help them, or they can get assisted living, something like that will provide provide someone that will be able to watch them because we can't always be there to watch them.
Death benefits.
So with this, they can get a flag placed over their coffin, like you see a lot of the times.
Yeah.
And they can request a presidential memorial certificate, and there's a lot of stuff that we are willing to do for them, because we need to honor our veterans.
Yeah.
They deserve to be honored for everything that they did for us. And with certificate programs, they can go to college.
Yeah. The government pays for it.
Free college,
yeah.
I'm in. And you can get free tax preparation, which I don't know if you've ever filed taxes, but they are a pain in the butt to do. And if you can get help doing that and it's free, people are willing to pay hundreds of dollars to get tax preparation, and that's free. That is a great help to our veterans.
Life insurance. They're paying or they're helping you out with your life insurance.
Life insurance is hard for veterans to get. When they come back with the injuries that they have, many health insurance companies don't actually want to insure them because it can end up costing them more money. And with this, the government isn't worried about that. They are willing to help. And going along with this, mortgage and VA foreclosures help. This is helping them get their house, get it for really cheap, and not only that, but help keep it, pay for their taxes on the land, pay for the actual house itself. And houses are expensive, and veterans, it's kind of harder for them to get a job after coming back, and that's where this last benefit comes in, which I think is the coolest benefit of them all.
American Corporate Partners. It helps them obtain a job after their service in war.
So many top companies out there are willing to work with veterans, and with this, they are connecting the veterans with big name companies to help them get a job in there, keep a career, and it's really really cool all the different the benefits that they have. But then you have those veterans who kind of not to work the system and who end up making it harder for the rest of the veterans to get their benefits. And in this report by PBS, over 60,000 veterans
got triple dippers.
Yeah, triple dipped. They got more benefits than they should have gotten, but it's not illegal is the thing. And it's really crazy because looking at the numbers.
Yeah, average percent was about, or payment was about 59,000.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But then only 2,000 of the millions of veterans received $1,000, $100,000 or more. And it should be split up evenly among all the veterans. We should help all the veterans and not just the few that know how to work the system. We need to make these benefits more known and get this out here. A statement by some lawmakers, just different lawmakers, they say that this report shows that we need better coordination among government programs that are facing severe financial constraints, because with the severe financial constraints, especially on the veteran benefits and Social Security, they're going to be gone soon. There's not going to be much money left. And with these people who are hacking not hacking, they're taking advantage of the system and getting more benefits than they ever could need.
Than they should need.
Yeah, than they should need. They are taking all the money from veterans who do actually need this money.
Yeah.
But the veterans who get this, they disagree. Of course they disagree, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they're
getting more benefits than they need.
And so they're rolling around in the dough.
It's about 4 and 5 that get the triple payments.
Yeah. But out of those 4 and 5, they had a disability rating of at least 50%. So it's really, really sad. But the one good thing about this is nearly half of those people receiving these...
We're 60 years old.
Yeah, we're 60 years or older, where it's harder for them to get money because Social Security, you can't really live off that.
Yeah.
It's, with how badly it's been managed, it's harder to live off that. But yeah, there's just... It's really sad because only 17% of those who received multiple forms of compensation had suffered a combat-related disability.
Yeah.
So the money is not going where it needs to go. It should go to the veterans. It should go to all veterans, but veterans who received a disability during the war should be the ones who get the most amount of money. Because
I would say mainly the veterans that served in war, because not all veterans have served in the war.
Oh yeah, that is true. So it's, we really need to just manage that money better. And going along with this, there's a divide between younger and older veterans that is getting bigger, actually, as time goes on. And I was reading this article that it's actually the case, that there is such a divide, because they really should be close to each other. They should treat each other almost like brothers because of what they've been through.
Yeah.
Not many people have been through what these veterans have been through, and it's really, really sad to realize that there's this big divide.
Yeah. Let's see. There's a bunch of stuff that we could talk about, like the medical side of the veterans benefits, the treatment is somewhat skewed to the younger guys than the older. Some vets of the older conflicts still struggles with VA.
The bureaucracy, because they are focusing more on the newer veterans when they come home. So, and because of that, veterans, the younger veterans, are actually getting jobs a lot easier than the older ones because in an article that I found, Chase and Starbucks have been and Comcast.
Yeah, it looks like Comcast.
Many different companies have jumped in on this and have hired a lot of veterans. Like Chase, they hired 11,000 in the past 5 years, and Starbucks
8,800.
That's a lot of veterans to be hired and given a job.
Yeah.
And one thing, if we look up higher on the article,
we still see around 500,000 veterans that are unemployed right now.
Yeah. And so in the past 6 months, that number is still climbing. They're competing against their own peers who just graduated college, just got out of the university, and most companies don't equate 4 years of military service to 4 years of schooling.
At a university.
Yeah. And so most military, most of the employees that are filled out in the government are veterans.
Yeah.
And with the President Trump's federal hiring freeze, these are going to hit vets hard because it's
the main path to civilian employment.
Yeah, 1/3 of federal workers are veterans, and with that hiring freeze put in place, it's going to be so much harder for them to get jobs because they get a job working as a government, working in the government first. And then they get transferred over into the civilian life. With this hiring freeze, they're not hiring anymore, so they're not going to get the training, and they're not going to be able to get the connections that they do to the civilian job market. And so it's really, really hard for veterans to get jobs, but thank goodness for all these companies out here, Chase, Starbucks, Comcast, for being willing to work and hire veterans. And just after all of this and looking at all of this, I now have a new appreciation for veterans. I don't know about you, but all the benefits that we have that aren't advertised to the veterans who have worked hard, served our country, protected our freedoms, and protected us from whatever evils are out there in the world. I thank all the veterans that we ever have served and ever will serve. And
are serving right now.
And thanks so much for watching this video. And I hope you learned something new today about veterans. And I hope you will be able to take this out and hopefully do something. Find a local vet. So much
Help them out.
Yeah, so much as a thank you helps most local vets. Thanks again for watching. This has been Trevor and Chandler, and signing off.